Hello everyone. Once again I am here to talk about Act 5 or the last act of Shakespeare's romantic comedy Twelfth Night. Act 5 or the last act of the play consists of only one scene. This last scene of last act 2 opens in front of Olivia's house. This is the longest scene in the play. At the beginning of this scene, we see Duke Orsino personally comes to meet Olivia and to plead his love. Duke Orsino is attended by Cesario and others. First, Duke Orsino encounters the clown and there is a witty exchange between the Duke and the clown. The Duke gives some money to the clown for carrying his message to Olivia. Then the Duke sees his officers holding Antonio as a prisoner and the Duke recognizes him as the very man who caused heavy damage to the Duke's ship. On the other hand, Viola, still disguised as Cesario, at once recognizes Antonio as the man who had come to his rescue when he was going to be attacked by Sir Andrew and Sir Toby. The Duke, addressing Antonio as a notorious pirate and thief, asks him why he has come to this city where he has many enemies. Antonio says that he had come to this city because of his deep affection for the young man who is standing by the Duke's side, but who has proved most ungrateful to him. Antonio further says that he had saved this young man's life from drowning and that he had even taken the risk of coming to this hostile city for this young man's sake. But Cesario is completely confused by this account given by Antonio to the Duke. We can well understand that Antonio is still mistaking Cesario for Sebastian. By this time, Olivia comes out of her house to receive the Duke, who has come to pay her a visit as her suitor. Then, in a reply to a question by the Duke, Olivia says that it would be impossible for her to fulfill his love because we know that Olivia secretly already engaged to a man whom Olivia thinks to be Cesario, actually who is Sebastian. So the Duke becomes furious at this reply of Olivia. The Duke can perceive that this woman is in love with Cesario, who has been acting Duke's messenger. In this state of rage, the Duke says that actually he should kill Olivia in order to punish her for her total disregard of his love, but that a better course of action for the Duke would be to kill the young man Cesario, who has stolen his beloved from him. What the Duke means is that he should kill Cesario, who has betrayed his trust. At this threat, Cesario says that he would willingly die 1,000 deaths to please the Duke, so Cesario is so faithful towards the Duke. Cesario then further says that he loves the Duke more than he shall ever love a wife. Olivia feels surprised by Cesario's words because Olivia thinks that by talking in this manner, Cesario is showing his disloyalty towards Olivia. Olivia is under the impression that she has got engaged to Cesario, while Olivia is actually got engaged to Sebastian. Olivia then says that Cesario is deceiving her and deserting her, but Cesario denies doing anything such. Olivia thereupon orders one of her servants to bring the priest to testify the engagement ceremony between Olivia and Cesario. The priest comes and testifies that only 2 hours ago he has performed engagement between Olivia and Cesario. The priest also thinks that Cesario to be the same young man who has got engaged to Olivia. The Duke now becomes even more furious with Cesario, who, he says, has proved to be most crooked and cunning fellow by having betraying his trust. On the other hand, Cesario denies any such things but is scolded by Olivia for telling a lie. So Cesario is getting scolded both from Olivia's side as well as from the Duke's side. Now Sir Andrew appears on the scene with a bleeding wound on his head, and on being asked by Olivia who has wounded him, he says that he has been hit on his head by Cesario. Actually, it is Sebastian who has given Sir Andrew a blow, but Andrew now mistakes Cesario for Sebastian. Sir Andrew says that Sir Toby too has been wounded by Cesario. There is a general confusion because of the allegation which have been made by Olivia and the two knights, Sir Andrew and Sir Toby, against Cesario. Now suddenly Sebastian appears on the scene and expresses his regret to Olivia for having wounded Olivia's kinsmen, means Sir Andrew and Sir Toby. Sebastian explains that he has wounded them while defending himself against an attack by them. He then finds that Olivia is looking at him with a strange expression in her eyes. Thinking that Olivia is annoyed perhaps with him for having wounded her kinsman, Sebastian requests Olivia to pardon him. Actually, Olivia is in a state of confusion on seeing the resemblance between Sebastian and Cesario. The Duke also expresses his feeling of astonishment, surprise, on seeing the resemblance between Cesario and Sebastian. Then Sebastian happens to see Antonio standing beside the Duke's officer and asks Antonio where he has been all this time. Antonio too is now feeling surprised because he has previously mistaken Cesario for Sebastian. Antonio therefore asks Sebastian if he has split himself into two personalities. Then Sebastian happens to see Cesario and is struck by the resemblance between himself and Cesario. Sebastian says that he certainly had a sister resembling him closely, but that he had got drowned in the sea after their ship had got wrecked. Sebastian then asks Cesario who he is, and Cesario replies that his father was a native of Messalina. So remember this fact that both Cesario and Viola, they are the native of Messalina. Now Sebastian recognizes his sister in Cesario, and Cesario, who is actually Viola, recognizes her brother Sebastian. So here is the union between brother and sister. Viola now explains to all those present that she had disguised herself in a masculine dress and that her maidenly garments are in the possession of a sea captain who had rescued her from drowning. Sebastian feels most happy to find that his sister, like himself, had survived the shipwreck. Sebastian also now understands why Olivia had taken a fancy to him and has prevailed upon him to get engaged to her. Sebastian tells Olivia that she has obviously mistaken him for Cesario, and Olivia too understands the situation. The Duke, who too has understood the entire situation, reminds Cesario, who is actually Viola, that she had said 1,000 times that she would never love any woman as much as she loved the Duke. To this, Viola replies that she can still swear that what she had said was perfectly true. The Duke thereupon says that after seeing her maidenly garments and verifying the facts, he would make an offer of marriage to Viola. Viola says that the sea captain who has got her maidenly dress is in the prison as a consequence of some lawsuit filed against him by Olivia's steward Malvolio. Olivia thereupon says that she would ask Malvolio to have the sea captain released from prison. Olivia then orders one of her servants to bring Malvolio to her. The clown Feast now appears with a letter written by Malvolio to Olivia. This letter is one which Malvolio has written to Olivia to inform her of the disgraceful treatment to which he was being subjected by Sir Toby and the others. On being told that Malvolio is still a prisoner in a dark room, Olivia orders Fabian to have him released and to bring him here. Olivia now turns to the Duke and says that her marriage to Sebastian and the Duke's marriage to Viola should take place on the same day. They will enjoy it, and that in the meanwhile the Duke should stay at Olivia's house as her guest. The Duke accepts this offer very happily, and turning to Viola, the Duke says that Viola is no longer his servant and that Viola should now think herself to be his fiancée. Olivia thereupon greets Viola as her would-be sister-in-law. So Viola and Olivia, they are sister-in-law. Malvolio comes in Fabian's company and draws Olivia's attention to the letter which he says had been written by Olivia to him. Malvolio explains that it was in accordance or in the dictates of the letter as expressed in the letter that he has cross-gartered his yellow stockings and has come to her smiling continuously. Olivia thereupon says that she has written no letter to him and that this letter seems to have been written by Maria, whose handwriting closely resembles to her own. Olivia further says that she would certainly punish the offenders and that in fact she would allow Malvolio himself to be the judge in the case. Now Fabian steps forward and explains to Olivia the circumstances under which Maria, Sartobi and he himself had collaborated in befooling Malvolio and treating him as a madman. Fabian says that Malvolio had always behaved in an arrogant and insolent manner towards him and the other members of Olivia's household, and that Maria had therefore conceived the plan to punish him. The clown at this point quotes a couple of sentences from the letter which Maria had written and which Malvolio had believed to have come from Olivia. Malvolio, after listening them, feels enraged for thus mocking at him, and he then goes away after saying that he will take revenge on them. Olivia says that Malvolio had really been wronged. The Duke asks Fabian to go after Malvolio and to appease him somehow, especially because Malvolio has yet to arrange for the release of the sea captain, who is to certify that Viola is the same person whom he had rescued and whose garments are still in his possessions. The Duke then tells Olivia that as soon as the facts have been confirmed, Olivia would marry Sebastian and the Duke would marry Viola. The Duke, turning to Viola, says that from now on, Viola, you should regard yourself as my mistress and the queen of my heart. The story comes to an end here, but there is a song at the end by the Clown Feast. So this is the total play. Thank you viewers for your patience to listen the video till the end. Once again, thank you.